Hello everyone, my name is Aburhan Sheikh from Shiliguri. In this video, I'm going to discuss about foundation design of a 23rd story RC building using the most famous software SAFE 2016. So before starting, let me give you some introduction about me and about this video. So myself, Aburhan Sheikh from Shiliguri. I'm pursuing my bachelor degree in Srirendra Institute of Engineering and Management in the Department of Civil Engineering. And in this video, I will discuss about the foundation design of a 23rd story RC building using the SAFE 2016 software. So this video is basically created for the purpose of my project titled as Foundation Design Project Assignment for Skyfi Labs online courses. And this video is not created for any commercial purpose, it is only created for the educational purpose. So in this video, I take some references. Those are some softwares like SAFE 2016 is a software from CSI, and ETABS 2016 is also a software by CSI America, and Indian Standard 456 2000 is a practice code for reinforced concrete and plain cement concrete design. And the next video, the next slide, the roadmap of this video. A similar roadmap which we have already discussed in the previous videos, that first we have to understand the architectural plan, then creating the grid lines, then defining the material property, after that defining the sections, then defining load patterns, then drawing various sections. The sections, in this case, the sections will be two types of sections. That one is the slabs, this is the foundations. Another section will be columns, right? And then assigning the loads, and then run the model analysis. After that, run the design the model. After that, run the design checks as per the Indian Standard 456 2000. Then start the detailing. So this is the main schematic diagram which we will follow during any constructions of the structure in the structural software during the analysis and the design. So basically, at first let's understand the architectural plan. So architectural plan is similar, which we already used in our previous video. So in this plan, you can see that the 16 columns has been placed at a distance or equal distance of 6 meters in each directions, and the total length and breadth of this structure is 18 meters in the both axes, in this axis along with in this axis. In the next slide, this is the structural sections. This is the column sections. In this case, we will use two columns having a sections like 500 into 500 and 600 into 600 millimeter dimensions. After that, the material sections or the material specifications. In this material specification, the M40 grade of concrete will be used, and HYSD 500 reinforcement as a major reinforcement will be used. And you all know that the characteristic strength of this M40 is 40 Newton per millimeter square, and for this for HYSD the FY, which is the yield stress, which is the minimum yield stress, is 500 Newton per millimeter square. After that, we have to also consider some soil specifications. So in this case, the SBC of that soil is 30 kilonewtons per square meter. Just I assume that these values. Then the allowable settlement of this foundation, I am assuming that 1 centimeter, which is equal to 10 millimeter. So we have before proceeding towards the modeling of the foundations in the SAFE software, we have to go through some initial calculations. So at first, we have to calculate the subgrade modulus. So the subgrade modulus is equal to the SBC by allowable settlement. In this case, I assumed that the SBC is equal to 3 kilonewton per meter square, and the allowable settlement is 1 centimeter, which gives us the value something like this, which is 3 into 10 to the power 4 kilonewton per meter cube. And the second one is the design strip width. So as per Indian standard, the design strip width should be equal to 0.25 L1 or L2, whichever is less. In this case, the L1 is the length of the building and L2 is the breadth of the building. It is the length and the L2 is the width of the building. So basically, in our model, the length and width, which is both are equal to 18 meter. So I'm considering the length or width any of this. So the equation gives us the result something like 0.25 into 18 meter, which gives us the value of 4.5 meter. So just I'm taking this as 4 meter in each side. After that, we have to calculate the modulus of elasticity of M40 grade of concrete. So as per Indian standard, the equation to calculate the modulus of elasticity or the E value is 5000 root under FCK, where FCK is the characteristic strength of the concrete. In this case, I am assuming the grade of concrete as M40. That's why the characteristic strength of that concrete will be equal to 40 Newton per millimeter square. So the equation gives us the result something like 31622.7766, which is almost equal to 31622.78 Newton per millimeter square. And in the next, we have to calculate the coefficient of thermal expansion for concrete, which is 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 6. Then weight per unit volume of RCC, which also gives from the Indian standard 875 part 1, which is the codal practice of dead load, which gives us the result of 25 kilonewton per meter cube. And then the initial calculations in the next slide. This is the modulus of elasticity of HYSD, which is 2 into 10 to the power 5, and then weight per unit volume of HYSD 500 reinforcement, which is 77 kilonewton per meter cube. Then minimum yield stress of HYSD, which is 500 Newton per millimeter square, and then the minimum tensile stress, which is FU of HYSD, which is 545 Newton per millimeter square. Then we have to calculate the axial load, which is coming from the top of the story throughout the columns. So the axial load, which maintains some load path, which is something like, if it is a slab, then the slab load will transfer towards the beam first. This is the beam. Then the slab load will transfer towards the beams. After that, the slab load plus the self weight and any reinforcement, if we any masonry, if we construct any masonry wall over here, then the self weight of the masonry wall, self weight of the slabs, and the self weight of the beam, this combined load will transfer to this column, and this process will continue throughout the base of the structure. And at the base, we gives a concentrated load or the axial load from the desired column. And for this column, we also get some load. From this column, we also get some load. From this column, we also get some load. So in this structure, we have 16 columns. Here we can see that C16 column, and having some varying dimension, and the loads or the axial load, which comes due to the dead load, is listed on this column, and due to the load or the axial load, which comes due to the live load, is listed on this column. So this collection or the collection of this load, we can also collect this data from the ETABS software, or the SAP 2000 we can also collect that from. But as I have already designed the building in my previous video from the ETABS 2016 software, that's why I collect the every loads or the axial loads from ETABS software. So let's proceed towards the ETABS software and just find out this load. So yes, this is the structure that I have already designed and analyzed in my previous video. and which is also in locked position. We can see that. So all because the run also done in this structure, the design checks also done in the structures, so we cannot modify it right now. If we go over here, we cannot modify it. It is as it is in locked positions. So let's find the axial forces or axial loads which is coming from the columns, right? In this software, just click on tables and go to the analysis, and just go to the frame result and go to the column section. Double click over here on the column forces. It will give us a table containing the 3552 total numbers of items. 3552 numbers of items has been given on this table. So just select every items and just export it to the Excel. So it will be too much easy to read the data from Excel file. Here is the data. You can see. We can also verify from here also. There is a 3554 numbers of data or items has been provided by the software. Now just filter it out. So it will be very easy. So just click on the story number 1, which is the base story, and every column just select it, and on the loads just select the dead load or live load for which you want the values. I'm selecting the dead load for this explanations. And for the locations, I'm selecting the zero end, that means the bottommost layer of the column section. And over here I can see the various results against the 16 columns. Okay, so all the data is given against the dead loads, and this is the axial loads, and we need these values. So I have already constructed a table on this PPT. You can see over here. So what we have to do after assigning all the member sections, all the property of these sections, then we have to assign the load. This is the concentrated load. We have to assign the concentrated load over the columns. So without wasting time, let's go to the SAFE software and let's define first the materials and the slab property and the other aspects. So this is the user interface of SAFE 2016. I'm using the evaluation version for this project. So let's create a file first. Go to the file sections and click on the new model, or otherwise you can select over here also. After clicking on the new file, it will give a new model initialization window. Over here we have to select the design codes. I'm selecting Indian Standard 456-2000. After that we have to select the design preferences. Over here the design code is selected, and as a minimum cover, which is for foundations or these structures, which is equal to 50. So I'm selecting 50. The clear cover at the top and the clear cover at the bottoms. And preferred bar size for trial, I'm using the 20 millimeter diameter, and click on OK. For project information, you can also select the project information over here. We can also type the company name, as I have entered my institute name. For engineer, you can select the engineer name and the other details. After that, units, obviously we have to select the metric. So just click on the metric defaults and click on OK. Just 456 Indian Standard, then go to clear cover at 50-50 at the top and the bottom, and prefer the bar size as 20 mm dia. This is the trial bar size, and select the grid only section. Now the number of grids and x direction and y direction, I am selecting as 19 by 90 grid line I required, and the distance of the grid line, center to center distance of the grid line is I am selecting as 1 meter in each direction, and press the OK button. It will give you the grids over here. So before drawing, we have to define materials, slabs and the other aspects. So go to define and go to the materials, and over here add new materials and select as first I is selecting the concrete material as M40, and material type concrete. Over here weight is 25 kN per meter square. Model of elasticity for M40 grade of concrete, I have already explained it in my slides. This is the initial calculations. Yes, here this is a 31622.78. So I'm just 31622.78 for Poisson ratio, which is 0.2, and coefficient of thermal expansion. Coefficient of thermal expansion for concrete is 0.000055, which is equal to 5.5 into 10 to the power minus 6. And for concrete cube, compressive strength is the FCK. FCK obviously will be equal to 40 for M40 grade of concrete. And press the OK button. And add a new material for HYSD reinforcement bars, 500 grade, and select the material types as rebar, and weight select 77 kN per meter cube. Module of elasticity is 2 into 10 to the power 5, which is equal to 200,000, and Fy, which is the minimum yield stress, which is equal to 500, and the minimum tensile stress or the Fu, which is equal to 545 Newton per millimeter square. Fine, 545 Newton per millimeter square, and press the OK button and press OK again. Now define the slab properties. Over here, just add a new property and select the foundation. I am selecting the mat foundation for this structure, for this tall structure. So I am selecting as mat footing, and slab material I am selecting as M40 grade, and for type I am selecting the mat, and giving a thickness. This is a trial thickness. I am giving it as suppose like 600, and press OK button and click OK again. Now define the column properties. So for column, we have two sections. For column, we have two sections. I have already explained it in my I have a two section, which is 500 by 500 and 600 by 600, which is also decided by this ETABS software during the after analyzing and after designing, which we can found from go to the model sections. Over here, go to the structural object and base story number 1, and go to the column and select over here the C1. I'm selecting, double clicking over here. It will give you the results. Over here, go to the assignment. You can see the section property as C 500 and 500 auto select property, as I have selected auto select property earlier. And for the other sections, suppose like for C, the C6, it will give us the column sections as C600 into 600, and for C7 also it will give us the C600 by C600, and 10 and 11, which is also similar to 6 and 7, you can see over from here, and the other columns having a diameter of 500 into 500 millimeter. Okay, so for column 1, so I'm giving it property name as column 1, col 1, and the material is M40, and the dimension is 500 into 500 and 500 into 500, and okay, all done, and press the OK button. Add a copy of this property and give it a dimension having a 600 into 600. Press the OK button again. So we have successfully we have successfully defined the column properties. Now press the OK button again. Now go to define defining the soil subgrade properties, right? So go to soil subgrade properties and just already a soil by default is defined, so just modify it. So our subgrade modulus value is equal to 3e plus 10 to the plus 0.4, right? From the initial calculation stage, from here, yes, we have value of 3e plus 4. So give it a value 3e plus 4 and press the OK button and press OK again, and then go to define and just select the load patterns. In this case, I am assuming only the dead load and live load. I'm not taking in considerations about any lateral load or other load or other gravitational loads, so that's why I'm selecting only dead load and live load. And for dead load, self weight multiplier is 1, and for live load the self weight multiplier is 0, as the self weight is only considered in the dead load. During assigning or during calculation of live load, we are not consider the self weight of that member or that element of the RCC or the PCC. That's why we consider the self weight multiplier as 0.00 something like this, and click the OK button again. Now go to the load after defining load patterns. Now let's define the load cases. So already load cases is given. So for dead load, the linear static mode, and for live load, this is a linear static mode. I'm not going to analyze this foundation in the non-linear or in the dynamic linear or the dynamics non-linear. So I'm just going to analyze this foundation in linear static method. So just let it as default and click the OK button again, and go to define menu again and select load combinations. Select load combination from here. So we can also select the add default design combos from the as per the Indian standard, but in this case or in this problem, I'm just creating 2 load combinations. So add new combos, just give it a combo number 1 and the combination linear add, and everything will be as default. And for dead load, I'm using the self weight factor as 1.5, and for live load I'm also using a self weight factor as 1.5, and this is for the strength of the ultimate design section. And click the OK button again, and at new combo, for combo number 2, select the dead load and select the live load, and the scale factor for both of these select as 1, and this is for service load. This is for service load, service normal, initial and the long term. Now click on the OK button. So this load combination is also given in the Indian standard 456 as well as in the other Indian standards, so it may be referred to those Indian standards also. So click the OK button again. So we have successfully completed the defining zones or the defining stage. After that, we have to draw the draw the slabs or the sections, the slabs and the columns and the design strips. Okay, so let's draw the sections, and go to the draw menu and select the slabs for drawing the slabs. And over here, obviously property will be matte footing, and the edge line is a straight line, and the type is slab. Now select the corners, and obviously we have to close this traverse, otherwise it will not create a proper slab. Right click at the outer side and close the box. So we have successfully created this slabs. Now what we have to do, we have to take a offset of 2 meter in the both of these sides. Okay, so just we have to enlarge this at an offset of 2 meter in the both sides. So just select it, just select it, we can ensure from here a green dotted line also created, and otherwise we can also ensure from here 1 areas, 4 edges selected. Now go to the edit menu and edit areas. Over here just go to the expand and shrink areas and create an offset value. So I'm taking offset value as 2 meter. So for millimeter, give it as 2000 and click on the OK button. You can see the 2 meter offset is also created in the both edges, from the both edges in the each direction, positive x, positive y, and positive, and the negative x and the negative y direction, right? So now after drawing these sections, what we have to do, we have to draw the columns. So go to the draw menu and go to the draw columns options, click over here, and in this case select the type of object as column, obviously the property below. So below the footing and the column joints, there will be no extension for the columns, right? So property below we have to select as none, and property above, obviously from the foundation, the property which is column will extend towards the superstructure from the level of foundations or the top level of the foundation, right? So select the property above as column 1 or column 2. Suppose I'm drawing the column 1 first, that's why I'm selecting the column 1, and height below the joinings interface in between this foundations top face and the column bottom face. Obviously there will be no height below the foundations, so the height below select it as 0, and height above just randomly select any height, so I'm selecting as 2 meter. Now place the column 1. So place the column 1. So I'm selecting over here a column 1, and in the y direction at a 16. We can ensure from this grid line, the coordinates also given over here, we can ensure from there. So y6 at a 6 meter distance, again y12 at a 6 meter distance, and again y18 at a 6 meter distance from the previous column center. Now at the x 6 meter over here, sorry, in this area the column property will be column 2. Eight, 6, right? 6, 6. Yes, perfect. And now right escape, press the escape button, and again go to draw and click on the draw columns command. We can also click activate this command from the left side of our window. Now the property above the foundation will be as column number 2, and the column having a sections of 600 to 600 millimeter. So I'm drawing it at here, 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 and here, right? Now press the escape button to deactivate the comma. Now we can also see it in the 3D. Go to the set display option and click on the extruded view and press the OK button. Yes. Graphics mode as DirectS. Okay, fine. Here you can see the columns. Here we can see the columns and the matte footing in the extruded view. Now let's draw the strip. Right? So just go to the plan view and go to the draw menu and go to the draw design strip. We can also activate this command from this. Okay. Now over here I have to refer the PPT for the design strip. Yes, for the design strip, the width in the each side I will assume, or I will use as 4 meter, right? So start with and the start width at right, left, and left right for the end width. Just place the value of 4 meter. Now select the column strip and the strip layer as A for the X directions, and I will select letter B for the Y direction. So I am selecting the A first. Now creating or the drawing the design strip. The design strip must pass through the center of the each column. Okay, so I'm from here and I'm drawing this from here. And to deactivate this command, just right click out of the matte area. And again draw it from here. Similarly draw for the other columns also. Now select the strip layer as B. Okay, and draw it in the Y directions. So I'm selecting from the bottom to top, right click outside. For another column, right click outside. Right click outside, and for the last yes, we have successfully drawn this column strip. We can also see it in the 3D view. Just go to this, we can see from here. Otherwise we can also see the zone. Just go to set display option and click the strip design strip object labels width and station. Just check this box, click on OK. Right here we can see right. Here we can see the strips. Okay, let's uncheck the boxes, otherwise it will show some difficulties or confusion during drawing. Now after drawing the sections and design strips, the columns and slabs, let's assign the loads. So to assigning the loads, go to the assign section, and before assigning the load we have to select the object, right? So suppose I want to assign the loads of like support data. This is the soil property I want to assign. So select the mat, just click over here. You can ensure from the dotted line which is created on the mat, otherwise which is created at the mat. Otherwise we can also ensure that from here 1 areas and 4 edges select. Now go to assign menu and go to support data and go to soil properties. Over here we can see that the soil property that we have defined earlier is mentioned on the soil property subgrid property list. So we can also check from here whether the value is correct or not, and just click on the OK button. To ensure this, just right click on the mat and check from the soil properties. This is also can be done by the another method. Just right click on the slab or this mat and select the soil property from here. Click on OK and click on OK. You can see the soil property has been assigned, right? Otherwise you can check from here also. Now we have to add the load or the concentrated axial load which is coming from the columns at the center point of the column. So for loads or the axial forces, we can see from here that for story number 1 this is the base story which is common for all, and for column number 1 the dimension is 500, and the axial load, the negative symbol is indicating it's towards the gravity. The load is acting towards the gravity. This is indicating the negative symbol. So the point load or the axial load, sorry, not point load, is the axial load which is caused due to the dead load is something like 16670,876. Just copy it, and for dead load criteria. Now to assign this load, we can assign from here, like just first select the center line, sorry, just select the center of the column and go to the assign and go to load data. Over here go to point loads, and over here just select the dead loads and select the value and the dimensions. But it is also can be possible, just right click over here, go to loads and go to assign loads. Over here obviously there is not displacement load, this is a force load. Just click over here and select the dead load or live load which is required. So the value is for dead load I have collected from the PPT, that's why I am selecting the dead load. And for the gravity value, I'm pasting the value. Yes, this is the value. And for dimension, this is the load punching shear dimension, which is the dimension of the columns also. So dimension is 500 by 500, and press the OK button. We can see that on the load section, the load pattern dead, point loads, and force in gravity direction, which is the global z minus global z direction in the kilonewton unit is 1667088, and the load size is 500 by 500. And similarly we can assign the loads for the live loads from here. For the same column, this is the live load is also mentioned. Just copy and go to assign section. So we have to select it first, so we can also select from here, otherwise we can use the shortcut key for the previous selection, Ctrl Z. Just click Ctrl Z. The previous selection has been selected. You can see over here, or you can ensure that over here that 1 point selected. So just right click over here, and similarly go to load section, go to assign section, and for force load click on OK, and for it just name it as live load and give it a value of the load, and the column size or the punching shear dimension will be similar, right? And click on OK. We can see that the load pattern, another section has been added in this list. This is the load pattern which is point load also, and which is for live load. The pattern is the live load and this is the dead load. And the force in gravity direction minus global z direction, the dimension is also similar and the magnitude is also given. Click on the OK button. We can also ensure that it from the visual impression, just go to 3D menu and select on the extruded view and go to just OK, and go to the load section and show load for dead load, show value, and click on OK. You can see that the load has been added, and you can also see it for the dead load, just live load. Just select the load pattern as live and click on OK. You can see that 791.616 kilonewton intensity of axial load has been added at the center of the column, as there is not I'm not considered any eccentricity. That's why the axial load is acted on the center of the column. Okay, so we have to do the same procedure for the other columns also. So let's do the similar procedure for other columns. Yes, I have successfully assigned all the loads, all the axial loads on the column for the various loads, like dead load and live loads. And after that I have assigned the property on the slabs and on the design strips. So for assigning the property, just right click on the mat or on the design strip over which you want to assign the property, and here you can see the design. On the design, the rebar material property is HYSD. So if it is not selected, then click over here. It will give you the finite element based slab design overrides dialog box, and select the rebar material as HYSD and click on OK button. And similarly, we have to assign the HYSD reinforcement property for the design strip also. Just right click over here, and for the rebar, for the design strip, just select from here as HYSD and click on OK. Similarly, we have to assign it for the other design strip also. Yes, I have successfully assigned the property or the rebar material on the design strips. To ensure, just right click over here, we can see that HYSD rebar material is HYSD 500. We can also ensure any design strip on the Y direction, which is strip B, as rebar material is HYSD 500. Okay. For the column, just ensure that the property is for the column. The rebar material is HYSD also. Just ensure it from here, and here the load also given. You can ensure that from here. Just take a 3D view, select extruded view, and go to design load, show loads, select dead load, show value, and click on OK. All load has been assigned. And for live load, just click over here and select the load pattern as live, show the value, loading values, and click on OK. You can see that all the live load has been assigned. Right now, after doing this all procedure, what we have to do, we have to run this model. Right, we have to run this model. Okay, so to run this model, just the plan view and go to design. First of all, select the design design preferences. Just ensure it is IS 456. Cover is also same that we have assigned earlier during the creation of grid lines. And also ensure from here the design combos. Yes, that for ultimate strength, the design combination is 1, and for the service load, design combination is 2. For initial, for normal also 2, for long term this is also 2. All done. Now go to run section and go to the run analysis. You can see that saving model, creating analysis model, and preparing to run analysis. Saving mesh information, and all done. Yes. All done. Now we can see the deformed shape from here, or the animation. We can also see the animation from here. Just go to start animation and click on the start animation tab. You can see the animation against displacement and against the dead load. Stop the animation. You can also see various results from here. Undeformed shape. We can also see the various results from go to display and go to the show slab forces or stresses. Here we can select the load cases. We can select the load combinations. Suppose I am selecting load cases as live. and in the component I'm selecting the moment, maximum moment. You can also select the maximum shear force from here. So I'm selecting the maximum moment and click on apply. It will give us the result of the maximum moment due to live load on the slab. You can also check the animation from here. Now you can also see for load combinations. Suppose like load combination number 2, and for shear force just click on apply. Here you can see the maximum shear force against load combination number 2, and here is the color code is also given, and the values is also given. And okay, now after that we can go to the show strip forces, and also see the strip forces. Create a plan view. You can see the load cases. Over here we can see the component moment shear force. Suppose I'm selecting moment for layer number A. This is the strip in X direction. Show values. Click on apply. You can see the strip forces. This is all the moment. This is the given moment value or magnitude is given on this diagram. And for suppose like for B, just select the B and apply. It will give you the values for layer B, which is in Y direction. You can also see the result for load combinations against load combination 1 and combination 2. Okay, and for the other results, just run analysis and design strips. Okay, all done. Now go to display and go to show slab design. Over here we can see the reinforcement area. Now for against design basis slab based, this is not for final element based, and design type enveloping the flexural reinforcement. And field diagram for layer A, just apply, click the apply button. You can see the reinforcement at top and reinforcement at the bottom. So always check for impose minimum reinforcing which is required as per Indian standard. Click on apply. You can see the area of reinforcement has been increased. Now check for layer B also and click on apply button. It will show you the values, right? We can also change the bar size or the specifying from here, but I'm not interested to do this in this video, so just click on none and click on close. After that, obviously go to the show punching shear design value. This is the check. We can say that if all the punching shear ratio or the punching shear capacity ratio is less than 1, that means the structure is safe against shear and the against shear. And if the value is greater than 1, that means the structure is not safe against shear, so we have to redesign it. So all this all the value again given here is less than 1, that's why the structure is safe against shear. Now this value we can also see from here. We can see the slab stresses from here. We can see the show strip forces. We can see the slab design from here. We can see the punching shear ratio from here also. Okay, now go to the display and show tables. Over here we can check the status. So go to concrete slab and flexural shear and the flexural shear and the punching shear ratio, and go to OK button. Click the OK button. It will give us a table containing the values of flexure and shear data and the status, whether it is OK or not will also be given over here. So on the status text we can see the all the for against all column it shows the OK indication. That means the structure is safe against flexural and shear. And for shear data we have already checked it against the shear capacity ratios which is less than 1. That's why we have to check for flexure. And for punching shear, just click on here. You can see the status text all is showing OK, right? So click on done. After that we have completed our analysis, we have completed our design, and now I want to see the detailing portions. So to detailing portion, or to see the detailing portion, just click on the run from here, the run detailing, and check all the boxes and click on OK. You see that progression generating the view. Yes, we can see the framing view. This is the framing view, you can see. And for the various views, just click over here, go to revert table. You can see the revert table using the bar mark, diameter, shape codes, cut length. The cut length is also given, which is required during cutting of the reinforcement at the site. And numbers is also given, the total length is also given, and rebar schedule is also given over here against sides and bar marks. Bill of quantity, which is the quantity, total quantity of reinforcement required for this for this foundations. So here the total quantity is required as 19.05 metric ton. And for individual slab views we can select check from here the mat and go to the top rebar plan. You can see the top rebar plan. Just zoom over here. You can see that one number of 16mm dia reinforcement plus two number of 16mm dia reinforcement is added at a spacing of 350mm center to center. And you can also see the grid spacing for the it is for top rebar plan. Just select on, double click on the bottom rebar plan to check the bottom rebar plan and zoom over the plan. You can see that 13 numbers of 12mm ring dia reinforcement and plus 18 numbers of 12mm dia reinforcement placed at a spacing of 325mm center to center. And from here the rebar plan for all bars, double click over here to check that. Yes, rebar for all bars is given including the top and the bottoms. For individual top, just click on the top rebar plan all bars, it will show you individually. And for bottom rebar plan, just double click on the bottom rebar plan all bars, it will show you the reinforcement for the bottom rebar, for the bottom of the slab. And for section, double click on the section 1. From here we can see that the sections with yes, section 1 along the x direction and section 2 along the y direction, right? So just click on the section 1. We can see that section 1 here with 3 numbers of 12mm dia plus 4 number of 12mm dia is provided. Depth of the foundation is also given. After running the analysis, I have checked that the shear capacity ratio, punching shear capacity ratio is greater than 1. That's why I increased the dimension towards the 1200mm, as I have inserted the dimension in earlier as 600mm, but after that I have changed the dimension because the structure, otherwise the structure will fail against the 600mm dimension, right? So I have changed it. For section 2, just double click on the section 2, it will show you the sectional elevation of the reinforcement against section 2. For reinforcement profile along with layer A, that is in the x direction, you can see the reinforcement profile along with the strip is a layer A. Provided a number of reinforcement is also given. This is the percentage of reinforcements is also given. over the entire reinforcement, the 11.5% reinforcement has been provided on this zone, and 12.5% of reinforcement of the total reinforcement has been provided on this zone, and this value is also given for the various locations, right, along with the layer A, as we have selected the layer A. Now for layer B, there is the Y direction. You can also check from here. Okay, this tape provided over 10.8% of total reinforcement. And for the drawing sheets, we can select on this list of drawings. You can select on this section. For adding this plans or the sections on the drawing sheet, just go to the drawing sheets and right click on the sheets and add views to the drawings. Click over here. Over here we can click the mat, detailed object mat. You can see from here this is a mat, and we can check all the boxes or those boxes which is required for the construction as per the design engineer, and click on OK. Obviously check this add views on new drawings. That's why it will create a new sheets for individual drawings. Click on the OK button. Now it will generate the views and it will create the sheets for the individual section drawings or the individual elevation drawing or the plan view, right? Yes, the drawing view drawing 2, this is a sheet for indicating the rebar plan. Drawing 3 indicating the top rebar plan. Drawing 4 is showing us the bottom rebar plan. For 5 it is all bars. For 6, drawing 6, it's showing us the top rebar plan, and similarly it will show us the other drawings also. Now to show the drawings on the sheets, just double click on the bottom rebar plan or any other sections. It will show you entire the sheets. Now to just drag it on the center, to drag it at the corner, just click on the views and just drag it like this. You can also place it at the center, otherwise you can place it at the corner. We can also change the scale of this drawing. Just right click, you see the change scale option is given. Over here we can change the scale. Right now I think the scale is 1:75, right? The current scale is 1:75. We can also change this scale. Suppose like I want to change this scale 1:75 to 1:100. Just right click over here, change scale, and click the 1:100. It will shrink as per the desired scale. So we can also do this for our generation of sheets. Now we can also export these files. We can also export this data in the Excel format or in the drawing format, which we can later open in our AutoCAD or any other drafting software, and we can later we can do some modifications over here. So but as I am using the evaluation version, that's why in the evaluation version there is some restrictions against the software, and that's why we cannot export this data to any other format, to the Excel or the drawing format or the DXF format. Even we can we have others restrictions also, such like we can only open this model in our laptops only. We cannot open this model in another laptop or in another machines or in another software even. And we can also open this software open this project file for 30 days only. 30 days later we cannot open this. So these are some restriction which is provided for the evaluation version, but it is suitable for the students to just learn this software, to just make familiar with this software, to just understand the various aspect, because they are not provide any constraint on the aspects or in the load patterns or in the load combinations. So it is suitable for students or in the studying purpose or in other research purposes. So for exporting this data, we can select from here. just like from here, if we have the licensed version, then the export model or the export drawings option will be enabled. Otherwise we can also print from here. If we click on the print drawing sheet, it will show us that the print functionality is available only in the registered licensed version of SAFE 2016. Okay, so even we cannot export it also. This is also a kinds of export function, right? So we have successfully completed the foundation design of the 23rd story RC building. We have successfully generated the detailing questions. We have successfully analyzed this foundation. We have successfully designed this foundation. We have checked this foundation, and we have also go through the various results and various results and the another details of the structures. So I think it was quite interesting. So thank you so much. On the next video, I think I will be with some series of ETABS or SAP 2000 or SAFE, where I will show some procedure to draw the defining, to drawing, to assigning the loads, and to construct the whole building on the software. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope it was quite helpful to you, along with it was quite interesting. So bye bye.